hit next on here. Thanks, Minnie, for helping the camera. I saw that. Okay, so crazy thing, 2 things going on today, and I don't know how many people I talked to that didn't know about these 2 things, and it's a conversation that we can have today with our clients, social media posts, etc. But happy Lunar New Year. Yes. You know, we were on Morning Mindset this morning, and literally the conversation that I was having was about budgeting and saving money and realtor tips of how to do that. Someone on the call goes, oh, by the way, it's Lunar New Year, so we should stop trying to repress our money and start talking about living in abundance, right? And I thought, oh, so funny that that's where the content went today. So think about that today. Lunar New Year is a myriad of different things, but think about abundance in your life this year. That's what it's recognizing. Year of the horse, that cute little horsey. I see some horses here in the room. Yeah. I am a rabbit, so I will stay far away from the horse. But happy Lunar New Year to our horse chiefs. Lots of fun horses happening today. Second thing that's happening today is Fat Tuesday. It is Mardi Gras today. And those that celebrate and recognize Lent, it's Fat Tuesday because everyone is literally consuming everything they can before they give up stuff for Lent, right? That's what it's for. So please, if you're going out and celebrating Mardi Gras, be safe, be smart, don't drink and drive. A $10, $20 Uber is so much more worth it than a ticket and having a breathalyzer thing in your car because of drinking. No fun, okay? So anyways, be safe. You guys go out and celebrate Mardi Gras. Have fun. Earn those beads in a G-rated way, please. Thank you. So let's open it up. Shout outs. Cheers for peers. People that you want to highlight. I have one today, but I'd love to kick it off with you guys. Who has any shout outs? Cheers. Yes, Teresa.
Over the weekend, I did Omar's first listing, his open house, and we had over 140. Wow. Looked up too, and we were like all over the place.
Yeah.
But it was so encouraging, and then we had a lender sitting there on Sunday. Wow. And really utilized it, and I love that. So shout out to Amir. Good job. I was really, really proud of him.
Great. Yeah, good job.
How much you got?
Not that it's a competition.
But
we did have a good, again, we had a good conversation on Morning Mindset where we talked about stuff right now. If it's priced appropriately and marketed properly, it's flying off the shelves, right? And I think that's really important that we get ahead of that conversation. So shout out if you're online. Yeah, Teresa, did you want to?
He got over asking.
Four offers. That's great. Yeah. Shout out to him. That's awesome. If you guys see him, make sure you give him a shout out. Who else?
John.
I have another listing shout out. You guys, Gary had his first closing. Congrats, Gary. Excited to celebrate you. Yes.
I got a shout out to a person. I have a shout out to the CRMLS.
Okay.
That just got a note in
Pictures.
email today that they are going to only leave up one picture after a listing closes.
Yeah.
Which is something I have been pushing for a long time. So I'm, I don't think I did it, but really like, their clients want the listing photos now.
Yeah.
And feet, and now doing the right way.
Yeah, that's a good, Penny.
Right. I think they will stay on the MLS. The pictures are going to stay on the MLS, but they're not going to be going as pictures.
Yeah, so people are going to be able to see them.
Right.
So
On the MLS, we will still be able to access because that's
right.
In the argument for being able
so
to
it's both worlds.
So agents don't be alarmed. You can still access the pictures for when you're doing your comps. But you can tell your clients they will not be syndicated out. So like Philo Trulia,
Yes.
also they will not be syndicated out once it's closed.
And that's key because that's what people ask for. That's what the clients don't want people to go on Zillow and figure out what the condition of the home was, what it may look like for safety reasons.
Yeah, I don't know how expired or withdrawn will be handled.
Great question.
Whether they will still be syndicated out because they technically haven't closed, they've just been withdrawn or cancelled.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
I'll talk to Simon too, so we get a little bit more clarity around that. Thank you, Janet, for bringing that up. And it's something to speak to with our emails, right? And look forth and see what's going on. And like I said, when Simon comes to speak next, we'll ask him to clarify that just a little bit more about what stays, what doesn't. Good question. What happens to expired, withdrawn, etc., holds, right? Anything like that. Great question. Who else? Any shout outs? Cheers for peers. All right. Okay. I don't see Sarah back there. I know they're closed yesterday, so she's busy going on today. You guys, please go back. Visit Pacific Coast Lane Escrow. Sarah and Marcella back there and Karina. Miss Brandy, come on up here. What do you have for us, Brandy? Whatever, you don't have to clap or anything.
Wendy. Wake them up. It's the weather. It's the weather.
Easy getting up here, you guys. But I want to tell you guys it's February, and that means it is HVAC tune-up season. It's a great time to reach out to your existing clients and remind them to get their HVAC system tuned up. I will give you a free service call fee gift certificate, and you can offer that to them. It's a great warm call. If you'd like a list of who are your that you have orders with or that you have policies with, I can give that to you, and I can give you the service call fee gift certificates for that. Also, one housekeeping item, I do this twice a year where I have a free headshot event. So if you'd like to come and get a free headshot, so if you have something that's still in the 80s or 90s and you want that updated,
Even to early 2000.
right, even if it's 2000, or if you were on a team, no longer on a team, or you got together on a team, it's the perfect place to get it. And hey, sometimes it takes a couple of headshots to get it right. So why not come to the place where it's free, you know? And then if you don't like it, come back again and the fall would be good. So that's my free Valentine's love gift to you. And then just one other housekeeping item. I will be in San Antonio, Texas for the next 3 days for our annual sales rally and awards where you learn all the ins and outs, new things in the home warranty industry. So text messages best, but wish me luck that I get an award and make it a great day, everyone.
Thanks, Randy. Appreciate you. Yeah, go ahead and pass it to yeah. And then, Randy, I just want to make a point. Why is it not the best time to get an AC tune-up in the middle of July?
Because it's probably already broken. It's probably not working. So it's time. You want to get it off season because now you can find out if there's any issues with it and it's not deemed a pre-existing condition. And also July is like the #1 time for AC claims and things like that.
It takes longer to book things. Yeah.
I can answer that. I'm all inspector. You don't want to run it in January because you don't want to run the air conditioning in the winter time. It can actually damage the condenser. If you run it in the winter time. You only want to run the air conditioner if it's above 65 degrees.
Good point. Thank you. Good to know.
Tune-up's not going to run it at that. It's going to check the filters.
Yeah. But thank you. All right, what's going on in the title world?
Hello, everybody. Just me today. Michelle is down with the flu. That nasty flu bug got her. My gosh, that's going around. So I'm representing and she sends her hellos. I did not get here in time to pass these out, so I'm going to pass them out after. FinCEN. Have you guys all been hearing about lovely FinCEN? I want to remind everyone we have a couple flyers. One's just for real estate agents, which I love because it keeps it really simple and what you need to know. But just remember, FinCEN's Financial Crimes Enforcement Network. This is expanded March 1st. So anything that closes after March 1st, not anything that opens. So our files that we all have right now are going, if they're going to close after March 1st, we need to pay attention. So if you have an entity as the buyer and it's all cash, talk to title and escrow. This is really important. Do not wait because if title's going to be doing the reporting, we cannot close until we have all of the information. It went from about 15 questions to I think 112. It's a big deal, and there are big fines like if we don't report. So I'm going to go talk to Sarah after and find out if they're doing the reporting or if we will also do the reporting. Otherwise, it did fall to the settlement agency.
I was talking to an agent about that, and they were like, great social media content to
Yes.
talk about what that is, because before it's enacted, people, once it starts affecting people, they're gonna go on and they're gonna Google it, and they're gonna search it, and they're gonna look on the YouTubes, and they're gonna look on the social medias to try to find out a little bit more about what it is.
It's absolutely, you guys need to educate your clients on this. So this flyer that I'm gonna be handing out, it breaks it down, like which transactions are gonna be covered or going to be need to report on. And there's no wiggle room in this. Like it's not messing around. So I think one thing to remember too is, like right now we have some lenders, you know, some even refis where they're in an LLC, they're taking it out of the LLC to get their loan, but then they want to put it back into the LLC. Well, now that's reportable because it's the buyer, it's going to that. So even there's all different rules on it. There's a few exemptions, but anytime think entity and cash, and if it's not going through an institutional lender that already has anti-money laundering procedures in place, you need to let your clients know because we don't want any delays. So I'll hand these out. Let us know if you have any questions on them. And again, that's a great idea. Bullet points. There's some really simple bullet points here for social media to educate everybody because March 1st is right around the corner. And then just also we will report. So I'll let escrow know too. So some title companies are handling the reporting if wanted as a service. If we do, it will come to us. We'll be like, there's a separate form that goes out that escrow sends us saying, can you do the reporting? We take that form, then it goes through our secure portal to the buyer and seller to gather all the information. I have the questions. If anyone needs more information, I won't get too in the weeds, but have that question where they're like, what kind of questions are they asking? I do have the form. If anyone needs it, they want to kind of review it, just let us know, but I'll hand all these out.
Awesome.
That's the big title.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you. Gosh. Thank you, Mr. Mike.
Hello. Interest rates look great right now. And this, just trust me, this is low enough for a really great year. Okay. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I really hope interest rates are going to go lower, or maybe they will. Who knows? But really, the bottom line is they are already low enough for all of us to have a very, very busy year, and I'll be very successful. So if a client brings up to you, hey, I'm considering maybe waiting for interest rates to come down further, remember that not that long ago, we had like an 8% up there, right? Like they have come down so much. It is so much more affordable to buy a home now than it has over the last few years. And we need to be the ones at the front lines explaining that to our clients. And so you can use this as a kind of a launch point on it. Also, I want to touch on real quick, SB 326, the balcony inspections on all the condos out there right now.
Causing problems. Yeah.
Yes, they are causing problems across the board. One of the ways that it looks like we're getting around it on one of the files is a digital HELOC. This is something that both Alex and I have connections to be able to do a digital HELOC. I've done it for a couple clients in this office or referrals from agents that are in this office. And there's two things that are really big about this specific, what they call a digital HELOC. One is if the loan amount is low enough compared to the value of the condo, they're not really asking for a full package to take a look at all the documentation regarding the HOA condition. So that can help us in a pinch. And then also the other side of this for these digital HELOCs is if you have a client who has a unique income situation, like maybe they got laid off in June of last year and they went self-employed, and you need to show income to be able to qualify for a loan, these digital HELOCs will actually scrub your bank account statements to determine your debt to income ratio. The reason why that matters so much to everyone in here is because the employment status for a lot of people is changing. It's shifting, and some people are going self-employed. Some people are just plain changing their structure of their W-2 income. And also, maybe if they happen to be a real estate agent and happen to be self-employed and they like to write things off on their tax return each year so that they don't show a lot of income, that individual might actually still qualify for this digital HELOC because it's kind of like a bank statement HELOC. They use AI to scrub your bank account statements to determine your debt to income ratio. So remember that for your clients who have unique qualification situations. And remember that if you happen to know any realtors who need to tap into their equity on their home and they don't want to report so much money on their tax returns that they have to pay so much in taxes. Here's the kicker that should bring you all into either my office or Alex's office talking about these loans. This morning at 9 a.m., I submitted a file and it's been approved and they're scheduling the doc signing this afternoon. So this is a 3-hour loan. That's how quick AI is scrubbing bank account statements and giving people these HELOCs. So let Alex and I in on the conversation if you have some unique situations. Yes.
What rates on HELOCs?
On this specific one that I looked at that literally just did over the last 3 hours ago,
Yeah.
8.2.
Which isn't bad.
That's not
And
bad
it's
for a HELOC.
fixed over 30 years. I was surprised because the last one I did at the beginning of January was right at 9. A little bit different borrower, but so this one looked a little bit better, but still 8.9 is pretty sweet. Yes, Titus.
I just want to give a shout out for Mike. I didn't say it earlier for this. But he helped me out on that big time. Thank you.
This is why we work with people in this office because we're all on the same team. We're all really just trying to work the hardest for our clients, and I appreciate every single one for all of us. But thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
Bye. Thank you. Good to know. All righty, let's bring up our sponsor here, Orange Property Services. You guys, come on up here.
Blue Dolphin.
Blue Dolphin, thank you today. I was like, wait, I'm seeing 2 logos here today. There we go.
I'm Blue Dolphin Restoration.
And I'm Justin Woodford with Orange Coast Property Services.
Yeah, so we're 2 separate companies, 2 separate services, but we do go together. He does the inspections, we deal with the damage. So we thought we'd just come up here and kind of combine it together to tell you guys about our services. What we really want you to understand today is what we do and how we can help you. So we'll make it simple. Who here has seen me present in this office before? Yeah. Who here has seen Justin? Okay, so we got some new faces here, so we'll kind of break it down for you. So I'll go ahead and start with a little breakdown of what we do at Blue Dolphin Restoration. We're a family-owned company in South Orange County, but we cover 4 counties, so San Diego, LA, Inland Empire, all the way through to Temecula, Santa Clarita, wherever you need us will be. Is this?
Oh, no, that's the mic. I know
it's like trying to
like that's the mic, but speak it around you. You're good. Yes.
Okay. So what do? We deal with mold. We deal with water damage, fire damage. We're also a general contractor with a Class B license. So we can do the reconstruction. We can do home upgrades. You want a new window, you want a new door, you can call us for that too. So we're going to come out within the hour that you call, do a water damage inspection on the full property. So this is separate from a home inspection that you need to do every time you're selling a house, right? This is when you're seeing damage, right? You're seeing the mold, you're seeing the water stains, discoloration on the ceilings, the floor is a little hot, there's water coming up. That's when you call us. So we're going to come out, going to do a totally free estimate for the customer, break it down the scope and budget for them, and then if they want to move forward with the work, we can start the work the next day. Trying to go through this here. So why you guys might choose us? Again, we're a small family company. We're not a nationwide chain. We're right here. I'm right here. My boss, my 2 bosses sit in the office every day. You can go and say hello to them anytime you want. We're transparent. Our communication is top of the line. Our project managers have over 10 years of experience in the field. We really, truly care about you guys and your clients. Let's see. So yeah, you guys are going to see mold, you're going to see water damage. Who here has seen that recently or in the past? Some type of mold, some type of water damage in your home, a friend's home, or a home you're selling, or you have buyers for. Okay, so a few of us. Can anybody tell me about a situation where you might have worked with somebody like me, a restoration company? Has anybody? Yes.
Well, yeah, I've got a couple.
Okay.
I had when we had rains about 2 years ago, it rained through my ceiling, like where you needed an umbrella. It was really bad. And went through my insurance company and had to go through there. But I've also used you guys, and I give good kudos. I've had you work on my house when the insurance company flew over
said what they saw was mold on the roof and,
I think I remember that.
and then they had to, clean and.
Oh, I remember that.
Right.
Yeah.
Got my insurance restored, thank you guys.
Okay.
Good to hear.
Also, and this is really important. I used you with one of my clients, in Belmont Park. And, she's very afraid of mold and there was some moisture in that bathroom, was very afraid that it would be black mold. You guys came out and said, no, it's fine, nothing needs to be done.
Yeah.
And to have a company say, no, there's nothing that needs to be done, rarity, because
It's true.
it is rarity in that industry.
Well,
So,
I'm super happy to hear
Really
that.
appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you so much for saying that. That's goes back to what I was saying. We're a small family owned company. Our reputation is everything. Your reputation is everything in this county. Word gets around. And we're gonna be a trusting licensed contractor that you can trust to call out for your closest friend, your mother, your father, whoever it is. We're gonna take care of them. It doesn't matter who they are. We're gonna make sure all that communication is very transparent. Again, if we don't see anything, we're going to tell you that. We're not going to try to upsell anything. It's about what we see. We're going to come in and deal with the issue if there is an issue. Want to make sure you have time to speak. Where are we at time-wise, Doug?
Yeah.
We okay?
Few more minutes.
Few more minutes? Okay. Let's see if there's anything else. Yeah, we have great reviews. 4.8 stars across the board and growing, mostly 5 stars you're going to see there. And then if you want to go ahead and grab my cell phone number or my email, take a photo, put it in your phone. When situations come up like this, they're emergencies. You're not going to want to go filing through your cards to find my information. Please grab a photo of that if you need it. And I'll go ahead and give the floor to Justin.
Thanks so much. Yeah, Bella. My name again is Justin, and we have been in business for almost 40 years. We were under the Amerispec name for most of that time. We have recently changed names to Support Those Property Services. Because of Amerispec is a franchise, and my family actually bought the first franchise back in 1988. But over the years, it's been bought and sold, and now private equity owns it, and it's not a pretty sight up there anymore. So we made the tough decision to go out on our own. But it is a good decision because we're ready to help you guys more than we were before. And so now we can go from Long Beach here all the way down to the border. So if you're selling anywhere in Southern California, we go up a little bit in LA and too. But kind of like Bella, anywhere that you guys are, we can help you out. We've inspected over 150,000 homes in that time, which brings a lot of experience to the table. So our guys, something that's new with us is the mold part. We've always done mold inspections, but we've always subbed it out to a separate guy. My guys have so much experience. Most of them have been with me for over 10 years. So we decided to bring it in-house, and really all it is testing. We were kind of looking for moisture anyway during our inspection, but now we can actually test for it and let them know, is there a problem or is there not a problem? So that's something new that we've started to do. I have some information in the back, some of my business cards and everything. So we're here to help. Thanks so much.
Great, thank you, guys. We can do that for a second. Quick question. So how much does it cost for someone to come out and get an inspection or to get someone to look for the mold?
So if it's bundled with the home inspection, if we're already there doing the home inspection, it's $550. But if we're just coming out for a mold inspection on its own, it's $650.
Okay, cool.
But that includes 3 samples. So you're going to do it. That's 3 air samples, which will give them a base and then let them know the actual condition inside of the house.
Thank you. Any other questions? If not, you guys, thank you so much. Stick around there in fact. We appreciate the big old pizzas. And let me tell you, they're excited it's not Costco pizza. So we're gonna give you a little extra love today. Let's celebrate some more people. Take a look at these people who closed transactions this week. We have Gary, Angel, Drake and Nadia there in the back times 2. Rich Rodriguez, Angel Morales, Tim Matchka, Sunny. What does that equal? Really solid,
Nice.
$9 million. Great week, you guys. Congratulations. Okay, let's take a look at our new listings. Miss Judy Pierce has a listing on Lowell Court in Cypress. It's listed for $1,098,888, and it is a 3-bed, 2-bath. Great. So Tim Ashka couldn't make it to the meeting, but he left me with some notes. So get ready for this. Get ready for this. Okay. So Tim has a listing on Cabrillo and San Pedro. It's listed just under 400. He wanted to point out a couple really good things for you guys. One, this shows really, really well. It is staged. There is a Supra, so it's easy to show. It's vacant. And he said it's just really clean. They just updated the bed or the kitchen and bathroom. So it's going to look, again, really more modern. It does have covered parking with one space, covered parking with a little bit of storage, plenty of street parking. HOA is $365. He's doing open houses Saturday and Sunday from 12 to 3. So you're more than welcome to send your clients or come by then. One thing to note though, it's not FHA or VA approved. So make sure you bring your conventional people or cash people by. Okay. Any questions about it? Cool. Tell Tim congrats on his listing. All right. I think that's it. Open to the room. Listings to pitch. Buyer needs. Okay. Drakey. Thanks, Doug.
Hello, everyone. Howdy and I, this is the development coming soon yesterday. It is in the lovely city of Downey, just west of Downey Landing. It's a 4-bedroom, 2.5 baths, just under 2,000 square feet. It is beautiful. It's got all beautiful luxury vinyl plank flooring.
Nice.
Especially painted inside. It looks wonderful. It's on a corner lot, super quiet neighborhood. We're coming on the market at 9:39, which should garner some nice attraction. We're actually shooting for 200 people. We want to break our record.
He is not competitive at all. Not competitive at all.
And that's our house is set now for March 7th and 8th. We're actually helping another agent from the luxury office this weekend. If you guys have any buyers at 90806 North Wrigley, we're having an open house on 33rd Way. That's a really, really cute 3-bedroom, 2-bath house, priced at $925. It's adorable, nice size lot. I think it's perfect for an EDU actually. So, if you want information, reach out to us, and we'll be there. Well, she'll be there Saturday and Sunday, 1 to 4, because we'll already be in Hoffman, so waiting for you.
We're gonna be partying. Going to World of Coca-Cola. Let me tell you, I'm so excited for it. Okay, what else do you guys have? What else do you guys have? Listings to pitch, buyer needs. All right, that's me. That's the mic for Zoom. That's for Zoom, so they know who you are.
We have to kind of talk about the timeline. We're thinking late March. 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, 2142 square feet, but it's in the city of Westminster, borders Huntington Beach. It does have a pool. It is heated.
What price point approximately?
The appraiser was there this morning, so we're thinking like 1.3. We'll
Okay.
down on price.
Solid. Great. Keep us updated. Thank you. Congrats. Anyone else? Listings to pitch coming soon. All right. So let's take a look at what the market looks like. Mr. Menny, come on up here. Round of applause for Menny, guys.
Stocks are always exciting, right? Especially the market is pretty steady and stable and boring in a way, which makes me personally very excited. Yeah, right. Thumbs up. A few things, by the way. A couple of notes. The new Sierra MLS. Thank you. No lipstick, right?
No lipstick on that
one. No was switched.
Oh,
the new Sierra MLS, by the way, it's only applicable to listings that were sold, canceled, or expired. That's what we know for now. Okay, so the rest, the status is on hold. Most likely won't remove the pictures. Withdrawal, I'm not sure yet, but we're gonna hear more from Simon. But that's what I know. Great. Thank you for sending the emails. I think it's because of you, Janet. So I appreciate that. Vincent, by the way. The last thing I would do as an agent is worry about. You have nothing. You went through bigger things, right? This is nothing. And Pacific Coast and Escrow is already lined up with a FinCEN provider that we pay for, and they're gonna take on the lead and do everything for the companies, A to Z, right? It's actually a company that's owned by one of the biggest tech companies out there that they probably prepare themselves for what's coming, and they figure out the system. So to my point is Pacific Coast and Escrow is doing everything for the clients, A to Z. You don't have to worry about any of that. There's no need to run after title people to do stuff, chase clients. It's being handled. So that's going to be a very easy and smooth process. And all of our officers have access to that in all of our locations. So I mentioned kind of steady in a way. Let's look at the numbers over here and talk a little bit about the market in general. Just make sure you see anything. So we're going to go over Long Beach first, inventory. As you can see, the bottom left over there, it indicates 3 months inventory, right? And that's a slight, well, it's not a slight, but it's about 25% decrease than compared to January of last year. This is January compared to January of last year, right? So we see 1 month or 25% decrease of months of inventory, right? It doesn't really reflect what's happening overall in Greater LA, if you may, right? It's just Long Beach specific. But if you can see throughout the graph, you will see that the numbers are slightly, indicating more than 3%. Let me just move this one forward. There we go. 3% throughout the last 12 months, in a way. We'll talk more about that in a second. Prices. The active price, the median price, again, this is single family condos, townhomes only in the city of Long Beach, $730,000, slight decrease compared to January of last year. And you're going to see that the median price, the sold price point is about $890, okay, which is about 10% increase compared to January of last year, right? I think I know that Drake is doing always a great job in pricing, right? And I think he's doing it only because he want to get as many people to the open houses. Omar, that you mentioned, definitely did that, right? So you have to understand the local market, right? Not just the market overall, because it changes in different areas, price point, type of properties, etc., and demand, supply and demand, but what it should be selling for and what price you should market it at. Those are two different prices, right? So right now, by the way, if we're going to be ahead of the market in terms of pricing, is it going to be over the selling price or under the selling price? The number that you're going to list it for, ideally. Under. Okay. It's still that kind of a market. It didn't really change, right? And even though, again, if you look at a Greater LA, there is more supply, more inventory compared to last year, and we're going to see more supply growing this year. Still, there's a little, kind of funky behavior of the market is. Doesn't move. Hold on for a second. Yeah. Okay, Seal Beach. This is again reflection of January. So you're only going to see we only saw a month and a half supply last month in Seal Beach compared to about 4 months of inventory. That's a significant drop, over 60% drop, and about 27 units. We know it's a much leaner market share over there. The price point, look at the active for sale 1.57 compared to the sold 1.5 mil, I'd say. So it's pretty steady over there. Again, this is January specifically. Seal Beach activity, we've seen 15 million sold last month, which is slightly over what sold in January of last year, even though the numbers will show that unit wise, it's very, very different. Price point will play a role over there because they have different types of price points. The active volume for sale currently in Seal Beach is about 55 million. 55. It's a lot of healthy inventory there active for sale. Let me just go back to I didn't leave Long Beach, making sure I didn't skip it. Okay, I guess it should have the same slide. Yes, that's fine. Okay. Activity, Lakewood inventory. This is interesting because that's not a drop compared to again last year. One under 2 months of inventory in Lakewood currently compared to January over January, it's pretty flat. Okay, about two months of inventory, 3% increase, which is pretty much the same thing. When it comes to prices, median price sold $845, which is pretty much the same number as last year. January of last year, it was just about $840,000 last year, January. Active for sale 925, which is about almost 10% increase compared to the price point active one last year, 850 in comparison. When it comes to activity, you can see that the currently there is 80 million active volume in Lakewood. That's a lot in that price point, and 22 million sold last month. 22.5 million, which is about 12% increase compared to January of last year. About 20 million sold in January of last year. 25 units sold, and again, as I mentioned, 80 million volume, which reflects about 80 units currently for sale, mostly single family. What do you? I mean, you saw Mike's numbers on the rates, right? And Mike, we basically predicting that the rate's going to stay around the fives, right? That's not really going to change.
Right.
What do you think when it comes to affordability? Anybody, I mean, look at the news, trying to read, understand when it comes to that. Are we seeing increase in affordability or decrease, or it's going to stay the same? Anybody? Yes, Jenna.
Yeah. I mean, you've definitely got an increase in affordability just because the interest rates bring that down. But I think there's still a lot of nervousness in the market.
Why is that?
Politics. Maybe there's going to be civil war. I mean, I think I think a lot of people are frozen because they're worried about things like that. And I also think people think that interest rates are going to drop dynamically further, and they just feel like they need to hold on and not make that leap and buy now.
The price points holding steady and increasing in most places too, I think is hindering a lot of people, right? Especially in that 1 mil, 1.3 from Long Beach to just about Lakewood. Because traditionally that person moves because they want to, not because they have to, right? And so I know that there's some consumer sentiment that helps, affect that, right? Whether or not they're going to
in that price point, that average price point, if you may, that's a good point. Do you see more people need to buy, or I mean, buying because they need to, or because they want to? Yeah, great.
I was going to mention, I've had a couple of conversations very similar to what Janet was talking about, like, well, we're waiting for interest rates to drop. My first question to them has always been, were you around and in the market shopping when interest rates were superficially low? And if their answer is no, I educated them on what kind of chaos it actually was. And they kind of look at me because if you weren't shopping at that time, you had no idea. Right. So just educating those people that weren't shopping at that time is huge.
removing contingencies, escalation clauses. Do you guys remember all these? Like so desperate. Like, there's gonna be an upset. Yeah.
Drakes are out there right now.
You know, you mentioned something really interesting, and
And there's only one Drake, yeah.
you mentioned something interesting. They're going to talk about it more at family reunion. How many of you guys in here, show of hands, know someone who is currently unemployed or looking for a job? Raise your hands. Okay, so many, that's probably about half of the room, right? So a lot of the stats that you're seeing, unemployment, job opportunities that are happening, you know what industry really is like throwing off those metrics? The healthcare industry. The healthcare industry. It is booming. Look at every other industry and it is significantly declining. So there's a lot of people with job uncertainty, and I think we would be like remiss if we didn't realize, like, if people are insecure about their careers, their jobs, they can't get financing or they don't want to move and change their situation too. So I think it's important for us to be aware of what that is happening outside the own your own business kind of, thing. There's a lot of people with a lot of job uncertainty. Yeah.
It's funny. I had the most bizarre moment a few days ago at the gym. I saw an ad, a commercial for I believe it was a new hospital in Irvine that they're soliciting to people to come and check out their hospital. So in what world are we, seeing ads like, come check us out if next time something is happening to you. So I'm pretty sure I'm talking about on the city. Like that's first I see that basically. Yeah. So, they are booming since pandemic, right? So they but it's an industry. It's a necessity more than anything else. One thing that also I see only a few agents that's what they do. That's why they're functioning as a true consultants. And you can say as a wealth advisor in a way, not certified, but in a sense of just to talk about the numbers, where mostly with people that are on the fence to purchase, right? I would always go back and show 12 months. What was the house worth and how much they missed on the equity that was built in those 12 months, 6 months, 2 years, whatever that might be, right? You definitely want to, go see Mike, Alex, because they're going to help you to also put the extra numbers on the interest, right? On other parts that maybe, they could have saved money on or whatever that might have been clearly, because again, interest is deductible, other stuff, etc. But use that methodology to talk to consumers, because our job is not just to make them feel like hey, I'm rushed or what have you, or maybe they miss someone out, but to educate. And there's nothing like I know that not everybody really understanding the numbers as they should, but if in the process to purchase a house, first home, second home, what have you, you definitely a different level of wealth. Do you agree? Even if you're ignorant about what it all means, but that's why it's the best country in the world that is accessible to build wealth, right? Through that. So tap into that and see how that works. So to my point, even if this year we're going to grow only 4%, which I love it, by the way. I don't care about the 10% appreciation of the property or whatever on properties, but it's not about that. It's a long-term game, right? It's about the stability of the market, right? But educate your people about what it means to be an investor through real estate.
Maybe one more thing. I don't know if I saw the Long Beach number, but the Lakewood one I saw for the percentage of sales, list price versus sales price. I know Lakewood said 98%. Do you have one for Long Beach up there? I don't know if I missed it.
So let me just add this slide for the activity overall, but prices over here 97.
That's a stat again. I would bring to every listing appointment 97, 98, every listing appointment and go, look, Mr. Seller, we don't want to be the person who sells for 98% of our list price, right? Or less, because you got to think that's average, right? You don't want to price it at 900 and then list it, and then actually sell it for 890, right? We want to go the opposite way, just, psychological stuff. So I would really be in tune with that number. Same thing, Lakewood said, I think 98% of, I believe, Seal Beach, that's definitely, again, that's a stat I would have that conversation with. We were not so long ago seeing it over 100, right? Even like think it was November or November, October of last year, Long Beach was over 100. I think it was like 101. So again, another pricing conversation that shows us we need to be more in tune when we go on the listing payments.
Yeah, any other comments, other thoughts? All right, that's all we got for you guys.
Okay, cool. Let's talk about our upcoming events and classes. Let's get this one really quick.
Oh, and just one quick note, by the way, we are going to be in Atlanta this weekend throughout half of the week next week, and to the annual event. We're going to bring a lot of barbecue stories, but also a lot of stats. And I'm not sure if it's going to be the following week or maybe 2 weeks after. We're going to share, all of us as a panelists, right, Halley, and all the data that we're going to learn from them.
Yeah, and we've got a great group going. Thank you. Yeah, a lot to share. You guys, upcoming class, we do have a home inspection class happening on Wednesday, in person only, with Jeff Clark with Trident. Next one, we have CRMLS systems and products overview. If you guys don't know, make sure you mark your calendars every single Friday. Simon does a broker class. Let me tell you, all agents, no matter your production, whether you're brand new or you're seasoned, you want to make sure you're putting this on the calendar, okay? Simon's going over things that are really relevant. He's going to talk about timely things. He's also going to be able to be there if you have questions and you need to ask them. You can ask them in real time, and he's going to be able to address them there in the room, and everyone can learn a little bit better. So he's going to go over CRMLS. There's a lot of things that you can do with CRMLS. If you guys are here watching us on Zoom or here in person and you're not a member of CRMLS, a lot of this stuff is kind of the same. I'm sure we'll have another one for our people that are like the MLS or things like that, but this is CRMLS. So he's going to go over how to do, all the tools and the things like that to grow your business, adding drip campaigns, things above and beyond that you might not know, search capabilities, things like that that you guys can have and utilize to the highest and best abilities. So, you guys, we have our family reunion watch party. Many mentioned that we're going to be in Atlanta. Fun thing though about Atlanta, there is a time difference. So a lot of the sessions are starting super early in the morning. So we love you guys. We know you're not going to come in at 6 a.m. to watch them live, but Dougie and Summer are going to be hosting a live watch party here in the Market Center on Monday and Tuesday of that week. Okay. If you show up here in person and you watch those live sessions, you're going to be hearing the state of the market. Many talks about it. It is one of my favorite parts of family reunion, to hear the economist, Mike shaking his head. Even Mike, someone who studies all of the economy and all the numbers, loves it and gets lots of value, right? They're also going to be sharing some stuff. We'll watch some recordings. It hasn't been promised yet, but more than likely pieces of Social Media Con will be recorded, and that's happening on Saturday. So Doug is going to share and show some of those as well. But if you guys show up in the Market Center, we're also going to have a fun drawing. So you get a little entrance into the drawing. I'm going to bring back some fun swag from Family Reunion, and you guys can get just a little goodie bag. So if you yeah, be there in
In charge.
PJs. Yeah, I'm like, you're going to be with us. I'm like, so Monday and Tuesday, 7 a.m. Dougie's going to be here. Yes.
So the mentor classes on Tuesday, there's not going to be there. That's usually collected.
Really good question. So we're going to work with the mentor group, and we'll make sure that everything works out properly. Watch your WhatsApp or watch your email, and either we're going to be showing the watch party or we're going to show it after the team meeting. So we're going to accommodate everything. So we will. Good question. Good question. Again, that watch party, it's going to be recorded. Anyone else have any questions about that? You can purchase it yourself if you'd like. Doug, how much is, I think, a couple $100?
Yeah, $179.
Okay, $179. So if you're like, hey, I don't want to come in and I want to watch from my own home, $179, really easy. Doug can help you. Okay, any other questions or comments? Otherwise, it's going to be lots of fun. Okay, command essentials, email campaigns that convert and retain. Dougie's going to be Doug, this is your class, right? Yeah, why don't you talk about it a little bit?
Yeah, so I've been getting a lot of requests lately from agents to do like a one-on-one email campaign setup. So I'm going to teach a class on the basics of, contacts into the system, generating the marketing piece, and then sending it out to you guys.
That's great. And Dougie, this is such a good tool. You're going to talk about the smart plans too, that you could take some of the email campaigns that are already made and implement them.
Yeah, I do that in a later class. So I'm going to start the command classes again on Thursdays usually, but because next week there's another class I decided to do on Wednesday, but I'm going to do 3 command classes a month.
Awesome. Thank you, Doug. Yeah, make sure you guys show up to this. It's always great to get one-on-one help, but a lot of times, a lot of the questions you have already been addressed in an upcoming class. Okay, so I thought, give me 1 second here. You guys ready for it?
Yeah.
That's a secret knock,
Let's
huh?
that's my secret knock. Okay. Let's see if he ends up coming out. If not, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and just pitch this. So Mr. Fritz wanted to come out himself, but you guys are gonna have a treat next week. Okay. If you don't know him, Mr. Fritz Pollard is going to be leading the meeting. And when I say leading the meeting, I'm saying leading the meeting, not just the main speaker. So if you guys know Fritz, it's going to be quite humorous and hilarious and hopefully ends in an hour. Doug and Summer have been put on time duty to make sure Fritzy stays within the hour. But he has some really, really good content that he's going to share. And knowing Fritz and his servant heart, the first thing he said is, I want people to bring questions. So not only is he going to have content for you, but he's going to have Q&A session where you guys can literally ask anything. Just to put this into perspective, Fritz has coached some of the top people in the country, people in Gary's top 100 teams that are doing thousands of transactions a year, making millions of dollars. This is a very high level conversation with his experience, etc. So it is a do not miss. Again, if you're in family reunion, I'm going to hop on Zoom and make sure Fritz keeps it clean up there just to police him. But besides that, you guys, it's going to be a really good meeting. And you want to make sure that you pack the house and bring your questions. Okay. Well, when he pops out, you can tell him how much we love him. It sounds like he's still on Zoom. And besides that, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. Have a good rest of your week. Appreciate you all. We'll see you from there. Thank you.
Thank you. Here's your.
Thank you. My